Hi, welcome to the show and tell for April, where I'm gonna talk about all sorts of memories from the month, the things that I made, the people that I watched, and the decks and the books that I got and worked with. I am not wearing makeup just because I don't want to. I just want to film this video because it's gonna take a long time and I don't have a long time to film this. So let's get straight into it with some personal memories. So I remember a little bit about the March show and tell. I had a pretty rough month in March where I decided to quit at the internship that I had, which I needed to be able to graduate. So in April, I found a new school to intern at. I started, and next week actually is gonna be the last final part of the internship so that I can move on to graduate. And that school is really fun. I have really nice coworkers. I have a really nice group of kids that I get to teach. So that is super fun. It is a combination group of grade 3 and 3-4, yeah, combination 3-4 in US terms. So that has taken up a lot of time in April. Another thing that happened in April is King's Day. If you don't know, I am from the Netherlands and we have King's Day or Koningsdag. So that's what we celebrated and it was really fun and it made me miss, push and upload a day further. I don't mind. It was a lot of fun. We went out for drinks and then went back to my sister-in-law's place for more drinks and games, and it was really fun. I just had a great night out, which feels like we haven't been able to do for such a long time. A couple of days later, with those same people, we went to an escape room in Rotterdam and we went to the vegan junk food bar, and I love eating there. And I had the fish and chips, which I usually have the kapsalon, which is like loaded fries with shawarma and all sorts of amazing stuff. This time I had the fish and chips and I really liked it, and I love this. I love food. And I love the vegan junk food bar. I also started a couple of new things in April that I'm super excited about. So the first thing is my garden. Well, it's not really a garden, it's just I got a shelving unit from IKEA and I put some pots in there. And I'm starting to grow some parsley, zucchini, basil, bok choy, I think. And then a bunch of smaller ones that we have, like those supermarket actions here in the Netherlands. And I'm growing, I think, more zucchini, cherry tomatoes, and some more things. So that's really fun. I also started watercoloring in the month of April. So I got a kit of watercolors. I got these one from Winsor and Newton, I think. Yeah. And I've been experimenting with mixing the colors in my new journal that I think I'll also just talk about right now. So I got this journal. I got two, but this is my life journal. And I've been using the watercolors. So I have them here just at the top as a wash of color. Here I blocked off some areas and did some watercoloring here for the title. And here with my health pages, I did the watercolor splashes here. So that is just, it's not to make like entire drawings for right now. I did make this, which are hydrangeas, and those were my first watercolor paintings, I guess. And they're not perfect. I started out with leaves that were way too big, but then I sort of made it work in the end and I really like the end results. And then the last thing that I started in April is that I started working out again. I literally started this like last week, okay? So don't judge me, but I've been feeling really sucky about my level of fitness. I get tired all the time. I have no like great physical condition or whatever that's called. I'm just not fit at all. I feel weak, I am not strong, and I want to build strength and I want to work out and just feel more fit overall. So that is what I started to do. I really enjoy the Mad Fit and Pamela Reif workouts. So those were my personal memories for April. Let's go on to some tarot memories. I did the Celtic cross for the first time, like a proper Celtic cross, and I sort of made it a little bit my own. This is my tarot journal, and Here I made a little sheet of the Celtic Cross spread, but I sort of changed it around again. So I did the Celtic Cross like real for the first time. Let me see, when did I do that? April 6th. I did it with the Light Years Tarot, and it was on my career choice, which was something that I really needed more insights on. And this was a really, really fun spread to do. I definitely have changed it up, like the ending of the Celtic Cross spread a little bit, and actually figured that out during my next tarot memory, which was a live tarot reading that I did for my best friend, and I did it over FaceTime. Like, I've done readings for her like in real life, but I wanted to do one over FaceTime because I want to offer, and I'm going to talk about that too, live readings for clients as well. So I wanted to practice on her, and I did a Celtic Cross for her. And then when I was doing the reading for her and everything sort of fell into place, I realized what I wanted the last two positions for me in the Celtic Cross to be. So and I did that in another fun memory that I want to talk about soon. And my last tarot memory is that I edged some decks. So I'll insert some pictures. I have edged the Wild Unknown like in a black color. It's not fully opaque, but I kind of like that for the deck. And I also edged the Everyday Witch, which I edged yellow. And I love how it turned out. I am so excited to work with the Everyday Witch. I don't have it here, but I definitely worked with the Everyday Witch in April too. Let's move on to YouTube memories. I did the Say Yes to the Deck video. I did one on myself, or I needed you to help me say yes to the deck. So that video, I don't want to say that it blew up, but Lisa Papaz posted my video on her community tab. So I was super thankful for that. And I was wondering where all the views came from, and then I regularly check her community page because she tends to post on there, and then I saw my face on her community tab, so that was really fun. And there's no result yet for the Say Yes to the Deck. I mean, there is a result in the poll, but I don't know how I feel yet. And it's like, it's my money. Yes, I asked all of you for help, and I did get a lot of help, and but the answer and the help that I got might not be exactly what you expect how it sort of worked out for me. So I'll keep you posted on that. Another thing that happened, it's not necessarily YouTube related, but it sort of is for me, but there was the Etsy strike, and I'll put some pictures on the screen for you to sort of explain what the Etsy strike is about. And I actually joined it with my Etsy shop, because even though Etsy is not my full-time income, I know that a lot of people's livelihoods are actually impacted by these extra fees, the raising of the fees by Etsy. And I don't think it's fair. And I think that we really need some sort of either an alternative for Etsy, or Etsy needs to get their shit together. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if the latter is gonna happen. I don't know if the first is gonna happen. But I moved over a lot of my stuff over on my Ko-fi page. So you can book readings with me, both on Etsy, but also on Ko-fi, as well as my tarot bags are both on Etsy and on Ko-fi. So let's move into the next part of my YouTube memories, is that I created new reading listings. So when I opened my Etsy shop again after the strike, I had redone the listing offerings that I offer. And I now offer two types of readings, either a pre-recorded tarot reading, which is an audio reading, because I feel like those tend to flow way more, and the quality of those is better than if I were to do like a PDF reading or a video reading. I just really like the audio readings, and they are much easier for me to do as well. Or I don't want to say easier like I'm trying to be lazy about it. It's just, I feel like it flows more. And the second type of reading is a live reading. So when you book a reading with me through the live reading listing, you get sent to a Calendly page where you can actually book an appointment with me, and we meet live, face-to-face, virtual, either through Zoom, Google Meet, or whatever your preference is. I read the cards for you for 45 minutes, I think I've said it. So that is super exciting, and I am really excited about it. So those you can find on Ko-fi as well as Etsy. And I launched my website. So I used to have a website when I was Ellie Amethyst, but now I have my tarotwithruby.com, and you can find all sorts of information on there. I have a link to my podcast, which I'll talk about next, but also information about me, the tarot readings that I offer, and how they can help you, along with a bunch of reviews that I've gotten, a contact page. So I'm really happy with how my website turned out. So I would absolutely love it if you could hop over there and take a look. The readings that you can book through my website, you actually get redirected to Ko-fi, or if you don't have PayPal, I have a little link to send you through Etsy, just because I don't really like the idea of giving money to Etsy right now, but I also understand that a lot of people come from Etsy to my shop, but also Ko-fi only has PayPal because I only have PayPal. And if you don't have PayPal, then Etsy is a better option because they offer more payment methods. So that's that on that. So speaking of my podcast, I am currently rebranding it. So the podcast was named Astro Tarot for Self-Love, and I don't know why I didn't think of it myself, that name was way too fucking long. So it is. So I have renamed it. I don't know if I want to say it already. I guess I can. It's Coffee and Cards. I wanted to do Cards and Coffee first, but it turns out that is a Pokemon card podcast or YouTube series or something like that. So I'm sticking with Coffee and Cards, and I am having my podcast cover art redesigned by someone on Fiverr that I'm having a lot of contact with, and I'm loving what she has made so far. I saw it today, and she's gonna send the updated version later today, so I'm super excited about that. I hope that I can upload my new rebranded podcast next week, so that's gonna be super fun. When is this going up? This Friday. So then hopefully in 3 days, on Monday, I'll have my first Coffee and Cards podcast uploaded. I really hope so. And what I'm gonna do on a podcast actually has to do with my last YouTube memory, which technically is from May, but it has already happened when I'm filming this, because I'm filming this on May 3rd. So I did on Sunday, May 1st, I did an amazing live. Like I don't feel bad about saying that it was amazing, because I had an amazing experience. And what I did was I did a week ahead tarot reading, and I started off with what I always do with my podcast, which is looking at the astrological transits, the astrological events that happen in the week, and then I do a reading on those. I first talk about the astrological stuff, and then do a tarot reading on those things, and then usually I end it for my podcast, but I wanted to go more in depth for the tarot reading, for the live. And I did a bunch of stuff. I did another Celtic cross on a specific topic. I did a general message. I did a mini check-in. I did a bunch more. I even did a Lenormand reading. And I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm thinking of making that my standard format for the podcast. So they're gonna be a lot longer, but also just way more fun and engaging and more in-depth for the week ahead. So yeah, I really hope that I'm gonna be able to do all that for the podcast, because that is just what I would really, really like the podcast to be. So those are my YouTube memories. Now let's get on to tarot bags that I made. I have a bunch, okay, and most of them aren't even finished. So let's start with those. I started out with this design, and it's the bottom part is by a tutorial here on YouTube, and I do believe that she also sells her tarot bag designs on Etsy, I think. But that is the bottom part, and then for the top part I just use the start of a bandana pattern that I have. So that is the bag, and I made a bunch of sizes to see which ones are the best. I think this one was my favorite, and I had a black one as well, and a red one, and another black one. So I had a bunch of those, but I think my favorite bag design for those with a little flap are these. And I think which one is this is like the perfect size. I have it in yellow, but I still have to add a button. So I did a little hole here so I could actually have it be on top of a button, but I have to find some buttons. So I'm super excited about these. I have them in yellow, pink. I have two mint ones, one bigger one and one smaller one. So this, I don't think this holds a regular tarot bag. It might, but I'd have to check. And it will also always tell on any Etsy listings or any bag listings. And then also this one, pink one, in a sort of a cotton yarn. Then also I created more of these, the tarot drawstring bags, the color block ones. I really like this. Look at that, the yellow and pink. I think that's so cute. And white and pink. This is a cotton yarn again, so that is really fun. And I have a couple of other ones that I made that were already sold out. So if I can remember, I'll try to put an image on the screen if I still have it. And then I also started with a new products altogether, and those are tarot mats. So I can show you them, but I do have pictures that show them better. So I have one with like the lacy things. I have a darker red one with a black edge. And then I have a lilac one with a white edge. And I really like these, and they are really therapeutic to crochet. So I'll definitely be making more of those. Though I also just really have been liking to make the crochet drawstring bags, these ones. So yeah, that is it for what I made, the tarot bags. Now let's see at who I watched. I always have the same people that I enjoy watching. I always love watching Lisa Pepez, Danny Mystic, and I have a bunch of others that I really enjoy. But in April, I really started to watch, and I don't want to mispronounce his name, but I definitely will. Nicholas Ashbow? I don't know, but he does these month ahead readings as well as a week ahead readings that are all live, and he definitely inspired me to do more live streams. I really want to do more live streams because I love his format. It's something that I feel super inspired by and that I would love to do myself. So I've been watching him, and I have also been really enjoying the forest chats, specifically of Velvet Forest Moon. And I really enjoy her videos, and she actually mentioned me in one of her videos. So it's like, how do you call that? Complete cycle? There's a term for that I'm now mentioning her in my video. So I've been really enjoying those. Just some chats from her lovely house that is in the forest, or I think it's in the forest. It's beautiful. And she pulls some cards and she talks about tarot and life, and it's fun. Now I want to talk about the books that I got. They're nothing too amazingly special, so they're all in Dutch, okay? I went thrift shopping with a friend and I ended up buying 3 mini books, okay? This is like the small for dummies, it's small dummies, and this is about de-stressing, ontstressen. I also have the small one, dummies, mindfulness at work, mindfulness op het werk. And then I also have a little one about chakras, and it literally says about chakras, over chakras. This is all in Dutch, and it's a pretty old one. From when is this even? I think this is the 10th printing, and this is 2001. It feels like that's not too long ago, but also I was 8 in 2001, and 2001 was 11 years ago. I'm turning 29 this year, shit. Okay, did not need that realization right now. Let's talk about the decks that I got, starting with the 2 cheaters, because I actually got them in March, but they got in before I did my March show and tell, so I'm gonna talk about them now. First, the Tarot of the New Vision. This is really cute. This is the mini version of the tarot. I don't know if I said that, but it's where you look at the tarot card from literally a different perspective from the New Vision. So you turn around like, I don't know, 180, I think. So instead of looking at the front of the Fool, we're looking at his back. So at his butt, I guess. So, and these is the mini one. There is supposed to be a little booklet with it, but I got this secondhand, or actually as a gift, in exchange for a reading. And she forgot to put in the booklet, but that's alright, because that will help me with my own personal interpretations. Let's see, I also got the Tarot of Mystical Moments from her, and this is a deck that I wanted to trade a reading for, because it's gorgeous, and I haven't been able to work with it yet, but it's so magical and mystical and whimsical. it's so cute. I like it. I'm definitely gonna have to get used to the fact that these cards are really, really glossy. But I like the aesthetic of it, and that is already, I know it's superficial, but it's true. I mean, with tarot, I'm a very visual reader, and if I don't like the art on the cards, I will probably not be easily bonded with it, and I really do like the art on those cards. Another one that I got, and it's a Tarot de Lou, and look at the beautiful gilding on the box. The gilding is not on cards, unfortunately, which they definitely missed out on that, because these are the backs, and they could have easily made that gilded as well, but it's not. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not salty, just a little bit. What I liked about these cards is that they have the astrological association on them. So let me grab a major arcana as well as a minor arcana. Yeah, I can read that. I don't have my reading glasses on. I've had them all on all day when I was studying. Okay, so here we have the Tower card. And on the Tower card, we can see the astrological association for Mars, because the Tower card is associated to Mars in tarot. Yeah. So, and then here I have a minor arcana, the Four of Swords. And here, let's see if I can show you. I can't read mirror, but I think that said Jupiter in Libra. So I have really been wanting a way to implement astrology more into my tarot practice, but I couldn't remember the minor arcana associations. So then I saw this deck, and first I was interested in it because of just the images. Like, I think it's whimsical, I think it's pretty, I like it, it's fun, it's a little softly colored. I like it. The people in there are a little weird. There's some nudity in here as well. Then I saw that they have the astrological associations at the bottom. So that made me want to get it. And it shuffles great too. Like, I'm sure people will hate this because it's very thin cardstock, like that. Like, nothing gets worse than the Happiness Tarot, but this one is actually really fun to shuffle with, and this one really snaps back well as well. So that is the Tarot de Lou. I don't know if I want to keep the box because I think the box is pretty, but I also always have trouble opening it, and cards always keep getting stuck in the box, and that annoys me so much. Okay, so decks that I decluttered. None. I did not get rid of any decks. I have really tried to use more decks this month. Last month, I think it was last month that I decluttered a lot of decks. I decluttered mostly a lot of Oracle decks. But so this month, I didn't really feel like I was feeling too overwhelmed with my current deck collection. I definitely have some decks that I am thinking of putting on a chopping block just to see if I want to keep them or not. But yeah, right now I'm pretty satisfied with my collection. Yeah, so let's talk about the decks that I used. Like, probably my most used deck this month is the Lightseers Tarot. I put it back in my rotation because I decided that I was gonna stop with the decks for April, decks for March. I did those decks that I wanted to use in a specific month, and I enjoyed working with my collection that way, but I'm sort of over it now because I just want to work with the decks that I want to work with. And I really wanted to work with the Lightseers Tarot, but I had also already worked with it. I already had it in rotation this month, or this year. So I thought, you know what? I don't care. I just want to work with it. I've been feeling really drawn to it. And I've done client readings with it. I've done personal readings with it. I've done a reading for my best friend with it. I love this deck so much. I put it out for the live as well, for the live week ahead reading, because it was really scary to do a live reading because I had never done that before, and I was streaming, and it's like I put myself out there and I'm trying to be like an expert on tarot on YouTube, because that's what you do when you put yourself out there in tarot tube world. People go to you to, I don't know, learn something, get insights through my readings. So if I do a tarot reading and I completely mess up or completely blank out on meaning of cards, that not only looks really bad, but it also makes me feel very invalidated, if that makes sense. But I've never had that with the Lightseers Tarot. So this is like my trusted deck. If I want to be super sure that I absolutely nail a tarot reading, I grab my Lightseers Tarot. So this is a deck that gives me a lot of confidence. It's like my Leo energy deck, so to speak. So that was the Lightseers, use that a lot. In the start of the month, I also use my Little Wizard Tarot. Oh guys, I love this so much. This is by Push Kitty. It's a Harry Potter inspired deck. I made an entire video on this. I did a Hogwarts, choose your Hogwarts house tarot reading. So if you haven't watched it yet and you do love Harry Potter and you do know your Hogwarts house, definitely go check out that video. Oh god, I love this tarot deck. I have nothing but love for this tarot deck. So I'm so happy that I got it. It's probably, if not for my Afro Avatar tarot, this is probably my most expensive tarot deck. With shipping and the price of the deck itself and then customs. Another deck that I used this month is the Dreaming Way Tarot. I hadn't really used it a lot this year yet, but I talk about this deck all the time, about how much I love it and how whimsical I think it is. And okay, let me not throw it all on the ground. It's whimsical, it's fun, it is definitely sharp. It's sharp. I read with this deck. When did I read with this deck? Is this the one that I read with for the live reading as well? I think so. And I also did a was it the May predictions? I think so, with this deck as well. And this is sharp, you guys. This one doesn't pull any punches. This one just punches, okay? Oh, I did a video with it that's gonna come out tomorrow when I'm filming this, but it will already be out by the time this video goes up. Yeah, this deck punches on the nose. When your camera cuts you off, that is so rude. I don't know what I was talking about, but I think I was saying that I love this deck always. I used it this month mostly for personal readings, but also for some collective readings as well. And then I also used the Tarot of Trees. This deck has been such a surprise. This is by Dana O'Driscoll, and I got it from Etsy. I don't know what it is about this little deck. I thought this, and I probably could do an entire deck study with this deck, but I thought this would really need a deck study for me to be able to read with this, but I don't. I feel like the images are so intuitive with this one, and I don't know what it is. I love it. And whenever I do readings with it, I don't need a lot of cards, and I like that, when I don't need a lot of cards to read with the deck. Because I feel like some are really to the point and some are a little bit more talkative. And this one is definitely to the point. I've used this for my podcast, and I don't know what else I use it for. I think for some pick a card reading that I recently did. Love my Tarot of Trees. I don't think I could ever see myself get rid of it, but I reserve the right to always change my mind about any deck. And then another one that I already talked about, but that I also used this month, is the Tarot de Lou. I used this, I think, for a deck interview as well as for a pick a card reading. That is it. I think this video is gonna be long enough. I try to not do longer videos where I talk, because I love watching other people talk for a long time in their videos, but I always speed them up. And I am not offended if you also speed up my videos. It's fine. English is not my first language. Sometimes I have to think about it a lot, or I talk really slowly because I want to make sure that my grammar is somewhat correct. Anyway, I am very impatient myself, so I always speed up videos that I watch. Don't come for me. Oh, I didn't even show you the other journal that I got. So for those of you who are still watching, you get to see the journal that I got for my Book of Shadows. And I didn't say it about my life journal, but this is a Paper 24 journal. I think they're Dutch made. I got them from 24papershop.nl. But look at this. This is gilded silver, and so are the pages. And here in this one, this is gilded black or dark brown, and so are the pages. So I think this is going to be such a beautiful, magical Book of Shadows. This is probably going to be more of a grimoire. I was very, very inspired by Charmed that I've been watching this month. I watched it last month as well, but I've definitely been we kept watching it this month. So I want to do some sort of a Book of Shadows charmed style with things that I have learned and that I know and that I've used. So it can be more of like a grimoire, like a spell book for myself about my own practice that I've already used, that I know I can keep using and sort of keep as a reference, as well as a diary of things that I've already done and that I know work for me. And that is also why I really wanted to learn how to watercolor, because I want to use my watercolor paints in that as well and make it really fun and artsy and colorful. So that is for those who are still watching, so you're welcome. Now to go for the real outro, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I don't know, I feel like I've really been growing here on YouTube as well. It's been going pretty quickly as well. I am at almost 1,350 subscribers. So thankful for everybody who has chosen to subscribe. And if you want to see more videos of me, I do tarot chats, I do pick a card readings, all that fun stuff, then definitely subscribe to the channel. You can book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. You now know my offers. If you watch the entire video, you know what I now offer for my tarot readings. Listen to my podcast. Hopefully I'll be back on Monday. Don't forget to watch the live. I'll link it in the description box below. Don't forget to watch it if you haven't yet. Even though the week is over already, there's probably something in there that will still be relevant to you. So I want to say, just again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you next time.